We begin by lighting our candle to remember God's light is with us, wherever we are and whatever is happening. And we're hearing stories of God's kingdom at this time of year. And this is a story Jesus told about the kingdom. He said, when the Son of Man comes in his glory, he will judge the nations. And he will separate them as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. And to the ones on his right hand he will say, come, inherit the kingdom that my Father has prepared for you. Because I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger and new, and you welcomed me. I was in prison, and you visited me. I was ill, and you looked after me. I was lonely, and you came to see me. And the people will say, Lord, when did this happen? When did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you a drink? When did we see you in prison or lonely and visit you? When were you a stranger and we welcomed you? When were you ill and we looked after you? And the Son of Man will say, truly, I tell you, whatever you did for the least of my people, for the smallest, the weakest, the most vulnerable, whatever you did for them, you did for me. And then to the ones on his left hand, he will say, go away from me. You have nothing to do with me, because when I was hungry, you did not give me food. When I was thirsty, you gave me nothing to drink. When I was a stranger, you did not welcome me. When I was in prison, you did not visit me. When I was ill, you did not care for me. And when I was lonely, you left me on my own. And the ones on his left will say, Lord, when did we do this? If we had seen you hungry, we definitely would have fed you. If we'd seen you thirsty, we would have looked after you. We didn't. And he said, whatever you did not do for the least of my people, for the smallest, the weakest, the most vulnerable, however you failed to care for them, you failed to care for me. And the people who were listening to this story wondered at what Jesus meant. And we can wonder too. And if you want to pause the video to wonder with the people that you're with, you can do that. I wonder what your favorite part of this story was. I wonder what the most important part of this story was. I wonder what Jesus meant when he said, whatever you do for the least of these, you do for me. I wonder if you have ever been hungry or thirsty, or new, or lonely, or ill, or stuck somewhere. I wonder what that feels like. I wonder who helped you in those times. I wonder if you can think of a time when you have done one of these things for someone else. I wonder what that felt like. I wonder why Jesus wants us to hear this story. I wonder what part of this story is for you. I wonder who in our communities and our nations might be hungry or thirsty or a stranger or lonely or ill or in prison. I wonder how we need to look after those people as a community and a nation. I wonder if you could take out any part of this story and still have all the story that you need. I wonder if there's anything in your house that you'd like to use to make something or play with this story. And we can keep wondering throughout the week. But for now, our story is finished.